If you've ever struggled with procrastination, and let's be honest, who hasn't, you are in the right place. We are about to unpack a really powerful framework from Brian Tracy's classic, Eat That Frog. And it's all about a simple, super effective way to get more of the right things done. Okay, first, just take a second. Think about your to-do list right now. What is that one big, important, meaningful thing you know you should be doing, but you just keep putting it off? We all have one. Well, guess what? That task has a name. According to Tracy, that's your frog. It's that big, maybe a little intimidating task that, if you just did it, would have the biggest positive impact on your life. And the whole idea here is beautifully simple. You have to tackle that thing first. So why is this idea of finding your one frog so, well, revolutionary? It's not just about ticking boxes and being busy. It's about getting the things done that actually move the needle. It really all boils down to the good old 80-20 rule. You've probably heard of it, the Pareto principle. The idea is that about 20% of what you do is going to produce 80% of your results. And your frog, it's almost always sitting right there in that vital 20%. See, the power of this is it forces you to admit that not all tasks are created equal. And when you tackle that high-impact one first, you get this amazing wave of momentum that just powers you through the rest of the day. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. How do we go from just thinking about eating the frog to having a concrete, actual plan? Because let's face it, a goal that you don't write down, it's not really a goal, it's just a wish. And here's a number that might just blow your mind. Studies show that only about 3% of adults have their goals written down. Just 3%. But here's the crazy part. That tiny little group achieves 5 to 10 times more than the other 97% of people combined. This simple act of putting a pen to paper makes your goals real. It gives your brain an actual target to lock onto. So how do you join that exclusive 3% club? Well, Tracy lays out this super simple 7-step formula. 1. Decide exactly what you want. 2. Write it down. Make it clear. 3. Set a deadline. You gotta have a deadline. 4. List out every single thing you can think of that you need to do to get there. 5. Organize that list into a plan, by priority. 6. Take action on it immediately. And 7, this is the big one, do something, anything, every single day that moves you closer to that goal. Okay, but even with a perfect plan, you still have to figure out what to do today, right? You can't do it all at once. And this is where the ABCDE method becomes an absolute game changer. And this just lays it out so clearly, it's so simple. Before you start your day, you run through your list and give every task a letter. A tasks are your frogs, your absolute must-do items. B tasks are your should-dos. We can call them tadpoles. C tasks are the nice-to-do things. No big deal if they don't get done. D is for anything you can delegate, and E is for things you should probably just eliminate altogether. And that brings us to the golden rule of the whole system. The discipline to stick to this one rule is what separates the super effective people from the people who are just busy. You never, ever, ever work on a B task, a tadpole, when you have an A task, your frog, still sitting there undone. All right, so you found your frog. You've labeled it A1 on your list. But knowing what to do is only half the battle, right? The other half is actually getting started, especially when that frog looks particularly, well, big and slimy. Tracy gives us 2 brilliant little tricks to get over that initial hump. The first is the salami slice method. If a project just feels way too big, you slice it up into small, bite-sized pieces and just focus on one slice at a time. The other one is the Swiss cheese method. If you're just staring at a task and can't start, commit to working on it for just 5 or 10 minutes. That's it. You just punch a hole in it, and you'll be amazed how often that little bit of momentum is all you need to keep going. And remember this, true productivity, it's not just about managing your time. It's about managing your energy. Figure out when you're at your best, your peak hours, and guard that time for your frogs. Take real breaks. Get enough sleep. And here's a pro tip. Plan your entire day the night before. That way, your subconscious can kind of chew on the problems while you sleep. But this whole framework, it's about so much more than just crushing your daily to-do list. The real magic happens when you start applying these ideas to your whole life. So let's zoom out for a minute. What are the game changers in your life? I'm talking about your health, Your relationships, your career, your personal growth. What are those really big frogs that could have the most profound impact on your happiness? Because look, the goal here isn't just to be busy for the sake of being busy. It's about using these principles to be more intentional, to take back control of your time so you can make space for the things that actually matter. It's about getting the right things done. A more effective, more fulfilling life, it all starts with just one single action. It starts by picking one frog and taking that first bite. So as you look at your work, your goals, your life, what's the first frog you're going to eat?